Hello everyone, this is Beatles32 and this is What's on Deck for the week of July 21st. This is what's new. Let's start off with what's new on Kickstarter this week. The first new deck of cards on Kickstarter this week came out on Tuesday. It's the Bicycle Venexiana deck, which has got a Venice theme, kind of cool. So far it's only about 46% funded, but I'm pretty confident it will be 100% confident by the end. This is by Half Moon Playing Cards Company, whatever they're called. Yeah, that's what I got, Half Moon Playing Cards, and you can find them on Facebook, Half Moon Playing Cards. It is 100% custom and it looks pretty good. I recommend checking it out. There was a couple other new decks that came out on Tuesday. One of them is the Royal deck of playing cards, and this one has got a it's a deck for people who enjoy the finer things in life, as they say. So far it's only about halfway funded, but I'm pretty certain to get all the way funded. The only concern I have is that he's only looking for $5,000, and it's going to take probably twice as much to get those printed by the USPC. So I hope he knows that he's going to have to fork out quite a bit of cash if this is successful. They look pretty nice. They are completely custom, 100%. The back design does have, it is borderless basically, with a black back design, and it does say Royal in the middle, but he is planning to make some changes, so I'm sure it'll be fine in the end. But it looks pretty good other than that. Another new deck of cards that came out on Tuesday is the Badass Spades and Grenades Playing Cards with Balls. Yes, playing cards with balls. It says it's the only deck where every card game you play also qualifies as war. Not really my type of deck of cards, although it looks like it will be successful. It's almost there. A couple more $1,000 and it'll be successful. Basically every card features a picture on it of some kind of a badass person. The back design is a very blatant one-way back design that has a kind of standard king one way, and then on the other side it's kind of a army type general guy with a gun. So it's definitely a one-way design, and definitely not the kind of deck you would use for performing with. Also has custom suits. You got your spades, you got grenades. They also have I guess it's a skull suit, and then another one that looks like a diamond or a star. I don't really know. They don't really say what the suits are. They just have images of them, so I just got to go by that. It's kind of an interesting theme, but it's not what I like, basically. Not my style, but you might like it. You might not. Go check it out. See what you think. And on Wednesday, there was a nice deck of cards that came out on Kickstarter called the Bicycle Gods of Mythology cards, which are, again, 100% custom. They look pretty nice. The back design needs a little bit of work. The borders seem really thick. I have given my opinions to the creator, and she has received similar opinions, and she was going to make some changes. And yes, it is a girl, a woman. Each suit has a different myth that they're based on, and they're pretty cool. The hearts are based on the gods of Greek mythology and features Zeus, Athena, and Apollo. Diamonds are based on Roman mythology and feature Neptune, Diana, and Mercury. Clubs are based on Norse mythology and they feature Odin, Frigga, kind of an interesting name, and Thor. That's cool. The god of thunder. That's always cool. And spades feature Egyptian mythology, gods of Egyptian mythology, and include Osiris, Isis, and Horus, which is kind of cool. And the Jokers also feature some mythology figures. They feature Eris and Loki. Again, the back design It's got reds and yellows and blacks and whites, and it's really busy, really thick borders, but looks like they're going to make some changes. The pips are completely custom. The box is nice. And they offer something different that I haven't seen before in a playing card project, and that is custom marble coasters. 4 of them. Each one has one of the pips on it. Diamonds, spades, clubs, and hearts. Pretty cool. Don't know how much they cost, but that's kind of cool. And also on Wednesday, another deck that came out, which I'm not backing because it's not really my style. So far, they still need about $7,000 more, but they got 5 more weeks to go, so they might be successful, but I don't know. It's called the Drinking Deck, and it says it's the Trips and Sips of Thomas Chippen's. The Drinking Deck. It's basically a deck that is cocktail themed. Each card has recipes, sketches, and the history of cocktails, one or the other, which is kind of interesting. It's not USPC that I know of. The back design appears to be a one-way back design with a guy on it. If you like drinking, you like cocktails, it might be for you. I know a lot of my subscribers are underage and never had a cocktail, so probably most of you are not going to be interested. And I'm certainly not interested, and it's definitely not something you would perform with. That was on Wednesday. On Thursday, there was a couple more decks that came out. One of them is the Bicycle Radical 80s deck, which is kind of cool. Completely custom. It features a lot of neon colors. There's greens, purples, pinks, purples, greens, pink, purple, blues, etc., etc. The core cards all feature a lot of 80s stuff, including really big hairstyles and mohawks and stuff like that. They got the 80s sunglasses, they got the boom boxes, guitars, drumsticks, Polaroid cameras, cassette tapes, videotapes, you name it. Skateboards. It's really 80s themed, and that's what it is. The number cards, the suits have 4 different colors. Again, there's blue for clubs, green for spades, pink for hearts, and a purple for diamonds, which are kind of similar in color. And the number cards do not feature pips on them. They feature digital numbers on them. Basically, the same numbers, style of numbering that you would see on your alarm clock, your VCR, your digital TV box, or satellite receiver. Those type of numbers. And it's interesting because you can take those numbers and you can actually spell words with them, like the word hello. The back design, however, is a little bit scary. It features, well, I would call the back design the cassette back, because that's what it features. It features cassettes all over the back design. It's a black deck with black borders on the back, and the back design is pink with blue and black cassettes all over it. It's a little bit scary looking, to be honest. But I have backed it, and I'm hoping that he changes the back design. And it would be cool if he made the number cards kind of standard pips, but I can understand wanting to go with that. So far, it's looking okay. It might be funded, I don't know, time will tell. Also on the same day came out another deck, the Mirrored by Design bicycle playing cards. Again, it's a little bit weird, the deck. It does not feature standard, well, it features pips and all the number cards in one way or another. It just features a whole bunch of crazy artwork. It has a funhouse mirror theme going on. All the faces of the number cards are all over the place, same with the court cards. And they also have 2 jokers, which are kind of interesting. One joker is red, features heart and diamond pip in each corner, and it has a half heart diamond in the center. And the other one has a half club and spade pip in the center, and a club on one side, spade on the other. And it's all multicolored. As I mentioned, it has 4 different colored suits: green clubs, blue spades, yellow diamonds, and red hearts, which I like. It also has 2 wild cards, which again feature all 4 suits and all 4 colors. and could be used for playing a variety of games or making up games. It's kind of cool. The back design, very multicolored, features all 4 colors, lots of details, and almost a little bit too much going on. It is an interesting theme, but so far it's only got $734 out of $17,000. It is not looking good. It's only 4% funded. There is one other deck on Kickstarter that I have to unfortunately mention, and that is the Skull, Roses, and Wings deck of cards. This is not a USPC deck of cards. It's going to be made in India, and apparently, this is the first time I've ever seen this before, apparently the creator is actually going to fly out to India to ship the cards out from there, which is kind of bizarre and suspicious. It makes me feel that he's going to be taking money that is going to be funded to him on Kickstarter to take a trip to India, because I know it is not going to cost $5,000 to print 1,000 decks in India. He also claims these cards are going to have stock, that the cards are going to be same quality, if not better, than the USPC, which I find hard to believe. The cards, by the way, are awful. They are a 100% clip art deck. All the pips are basically standard. Court cards feature men and women in suits. Yes, in suits. They're office people. Same with the jokers. The ace of spades is just a spade pip, and it says get tagged on the bottom, whatever that has to do with the theme. The back design is a mess. The back design features skulls with wings and crowns on their head. There's hearts with swords going through them, or daggers going through them. There's diamond, club, heart, and spade pips all over the place. There's some dice on the right hand side. There's 777s like a slot machine would have here and there. There's poker chips here and there. Lightning bolts, stars or snowflakes, whatever they are. And they're just kind of all over the place. They're completely unsymmetrical. It is completely one way. It appears to be borderless. It looks like something you would find on Zazzle.com. It's completely clip art, and it is completely awful. Stay away from this deck. So far it's only 4% funded. It is not going to do well, I don't think. And it is suspicious, again, the fact that it's looking for $5,000 for a deck printed in India, and the fact that he's going to go ship them from India himself. Or at least go pick them up in India. And oh yeah, it also claims Magic Air Cushion Finish, which I don't know anyone else that uses that aside from the USPC, or that would have a similar finish. But anyways, that's what's up on Kickstarter. There is one deck that I forgot to mention before. It might not be for everyone's taste. It's called the Scopa Italian Card King deck of cards. It's based on the classic Italian game, but apparently it's got a modern twist. Instead of using your traditional suits, they decided to replace the suits with dice, dominoes, cards, and meeples, whatever meeples are. It's an interesting idea, but I don't think that it really looks that good, and that messing with those classic suits, which are clubs, cups, spades, and coins, is really necessary. The back design is also awful. It features a one-way design with their multicolored dominoes all over the back design. Yeah. But if you're into Scopa, you're Italian or whatever, you might be interested. So far it's about halfway there. It might be successful, might not. But anyways, I apologize for this video being a little bit lengthy. I'll try to wrap it up soon. There is one deck that was canceled recently. It's that one that I mentioned before, the Persian Empire deck that was created by a guy who's been lying about creating original artwork and stuff like that. Apparently he's going to be restarting it, relaunching it later on, and apparently there's going to be a second color, and I still don't recommend going for it. But I'll keep you posted on that. Some projects that are ending soon or have ended include the Bicycle Calaveras, which ends in about 26 hours, and it is funded. It's a go. The Federal 52 deck, number 2, part 2, engine 4 days, also funded. The Type deck, engine 33 hours or less, and it is funded. The Bicycle Deco from Encarded, engine 8 days, and it is funded. The Alice of Wonderland cards, engine 7 days, it's only 55% funded. It baffles me. It looks like a pretty nice deck of cards. I funded it. I backed for it. And I think you should definitely check it out. The Amazing deck has 69 hours left, and it is funded. The Empire deck ended on Thursday. It is funded. It's looking cool. The Galaxy V2 decks have 41 hours left, and they are funded. They're not USPC, by the way, but should be decent. The Dante's Inferno Bicycle deck ended on Friday, and it is funded. The Platinum Bicycle from Elite Playing Cards ended on Wednesday. It's also funded. And then there's the Samurai Poker cards, which have 6 days left, and they only got 1% funding. They are doomed. They were doomed right from the beginning. It's an awful deck. Go check it out for laughs. Just like that Skull, Roses, and Wings deck, which is an awful name. And that Skull, Roses, and Wings deck, like I said, it's an awful name, and it just kind of... Well, I don't even know what roses is in there, because I didn't see any roses on the cards, but basically it's just like the name of everything that's on the back design. But anyways, that's what's on Kickstarter. Outside of that, Big Blind Media has some decks that they've been selling on a pre-release. These include the Carnival Elite, which looks really nice, and I do recommend checking out. The Discovery deck, which is kind of interesting, albeit a little bit weird. And coming soon in a couple weeks, the Gold Carnival decks, which is a gold version of the original Carnival decks. And as per their Facebook page, coming in about 3 months, the Carnival Delirium deck, which I have no idea what it looks like, but it looks like it's going to feature skulls. Big surprise. And I said, mention that I'm hoping they will release a new version of the Carnival Midnight deck, hopefully in an actual black deck, which is what they should have done in the first place instead of what they actually did. But I don't know if they're going to do that, but since they've been releasing all the original Carnival decks in new colors, maybe they will. For Illusionist, they have finally started giving away red Madison Rounders. They call them the Scarlet Rounders. You can only get these if you buy Daniel Madison's new Mechanic DVD, which is like $60. However, you do get one free red Scarlet Rounder. Excuse me, Deck. Excuse me, Deck. You do get one Scarlet Rounder deck free with that. They're not selling those decks. You can only get them free when you buy this DVD. If you are a Black Club member, you get 2 Scarlet Rounders decks, which is awesome. So these are going to be really rare, hard to find decks, really valuable. The cost of the DVD is $60. However, when you think about how much these are going to be worth, it's worth it in my opinion. Theory 11 does not have anything new. However, they do have a contest going on right now. They hit 10,000 subscribers on their Twitter. I'm not one of them because they blocked me on their Twitter. And I asked them to unblock me and they haven't responded yet. And I don't think they will. But anyway, their contest is ongoing right now. To celebrate hitting 10,000 followers on Twitter, they're giving away 10 decks, one a day. All you have to do is follow them on Twitter. What the decks are, I'm not sure, but I'm guessing Monarchs and Rebels and stuff like that. Then, Dave, I got nothing. House of Playing Cards / the Blue Crown. They released this past week the Bicycle Lefty deck, which is a reprint of a deck that was created by one of the Blue Crown guys a few years ago. Now it's available in both red and blue instead of just blue, and it's got Magic Finish. If that turns you on, go check it out. Also, there's a new deck coming from Jason Brombelow in September, apparently. Apparently, he's created a lot of the Illusionist decks, like the Artifice and Saddle Masters and some Gaff decks and etc. etc. So it should be interesting. Also coming on August 1st from the United States Point Guard Company, which I will probably update you again next week, is I believe the Bicycle Escape, the Bicycle Pluma for Club 808 members, I believe the Bicycle Skull Deck, and I'm not sure what else. And also apparently coming to Kickstarter in August is a new deck called the Winter Deck, which has got a really icy winter theme. It looks kind of interesting. And also coming soon, I believe, I'm not sure when, is the Bicycle King of Kings deck, which is from Noel of TPX Designs, the creator of the Bicycle Allure and the Bicycle Genesis decks. It was supposed to be going to jumpstart.com, however that site seems to be dying. It's not working out very good. Other decks that were going to go on there have gone to Kickstarter, and I'm hoping he will do the same thing. It's a really nice looking deck of cards, 100% custom. I will update you when I know more on it. That's what I got. I apologize for this video being so long. I'll see you next time.